Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all here. Thank you very much for joining us. We are thrilled to have you. We are congratulating everybody who made it in this room because I know that it's been a hard time. A lot of people have gotten sick. The air travel is kind of dreadful these days. So really, thank you and welcome. I'm Isabel Bjork. I am the CEO of the Foundation to Advance Vascular Cures. And this is our Vascular Health Innovation Summit for 2023. These are annual summits, and so we will have these every year, and we always try to do it in this kind of intimate gathering where we can really foster discussion. So the purpose of today is very much to engage all of you. We have innumerable talks. We're grateful to all of you for participating in that, who are doing the presentations. But equally, for those of you who are not, we hope that you will engage in the conversation and ask lots of questions. This year, we focused on precision medicine. And we did that because we think this is an area of incredible growth that has not taken a hold in the vascular space in the way that we think can really affect change. And so that's our job as a foundation, is to find those places where we can make a difference. And we're all about action and we're all about change. So there are two concepts as our foundation that we really care about, right? That's like continuous innovation. So we support research, and we support research projects that have a chance to really affect patient outcomes. And we're very much directed at that. So that goes to our second focus, which is really on patient-centered research and patient outcomes. Precision medicine brings these together. In my former life, I did a lot of work in precision medicine and genomics, and there's lots of definitions of precision medicine, and we'll hear about some of that today, but I will say that my own personal definition is very much informed by the NIH and by Atul Butte, who's here at UCSF, and is also the chief health officer, I think, for the UC system. And it's really this idea that precision medicine uses the power of big data or technology that's constantly developing now, that we're right in the middle of this huge boom around, to make diagnoses, treatment, therapies, and prevention more personalized, right? More proactive, predictive, and precise. And so that's the way I think about it, and I think about it very much anchored in big data and the changing times that we're in right now. So we're here to bring the great minds together. That's you, all of you. We care very much about having a multi-stakeholder perspective. So you will see around the room, you have representatives here from research. We have physician scientists, right, in that research space. So there's something really special about vascular disease, and that the researchers are also the people working with patients, and that makes a huge difference. We have representatives from industry, advocacy groups, patients. We always have here. We try to keep things small, again, to maximize discussion. So please, idea sharing is huge in our ethos generally. Our goal for these summits is to lead directly to action. So we make these, one-day intensive talks. Coming out of it, there are breakout sessions at the end of the day. We've contacted all of you about breakout sessions, so I think everybody knows what their breakout session is. If you don't, let us know. You're not absolutely stuck in that breakout session. If you get really galvanized by another issue, come tell us. We are very happy to have you move, as long as there's general equal representation across the groups. And what we're hoping happens is that pilot projects are identified. So we hope that each of the groups looks and says, this is the area where we really think there's a gap. And this is where we think this field will benefit from some pilot research. We are never going to be the big foundation funders or the NIH, but we are in that space of trying to make things happen. And so our goal is to get those pilot projects out there so that you have enough data and to be able to apply for those big projects, right? So we want to be in that space of innovation. We started doing the collaborative patient-centered research grant. It's a really long phrase. For these summits, and essentially the idea is that the pilot projects that are awarded are collaborations that move forward patient-centered research. So our big goal is to change the landscape of care and research for vascular patients. That's what we want to do in this world as an organization, and I think collectively all of us in that room have that goal. By the end of the day, we want to identify those pilot projects, and then our role as a foundation is to catalyze them. So we will be, funding at least one project coming out of this. I hope two. We want to have a follow-up summit in May. Between this summit and May, I anticipate that we'll fund 3 projects. So that's my stated commitment to you all, and we'll see what happens, but that's what I want to see happen. Okay, so I wanted to give you a couple examples just to make it a little more concrete of what we've done in the past. This is an example from our 2020 summit. I think the important thing to know here is that we focused on patient-centered technology in 2020, so our summit today is kind of building on some of that initial effort. And out of that came 2 $50,000 grants, 1 to 2 years each, and that just gives you a general sense of the scope of what these pilots tend to look like. I'm going to go to our 2021 summit just because you'll see on your table, did I bring them up? I did not bring it up. Oh, I did. We have these impact cards, and basically these cards talk about projects that we've worked on, and they just give you a flavor of what we've done and why it matters. And we've designed them really to be available to a lay audience because it's important to us that more people know about vascular disease, they know about why we do this. And so I just wanted to say the 2 projects that were from 2021 are on this card here, and please read about them. And we have 2 of the awardees here in our group. So we have Ron Renzi over there, and Emily, I can't remember your last name. Tell me, and thank you very much. So we're very proud of that. Okay, I have a timer telling me that I need to hurry up. So quickly, and I don't want to be responsible for messing us up from the very beginning. Agenda. We've had a lot of changes since the agenda that you see on that table, even though we only printed it yesterday, right? So our first talk, Scott has COVID, so he has been incredibly kind and recorded his talk while he's sick, so it's amazing. So we're doing that by recording. Mohammed is in flight, trying really hard to get here. He will show up at some point. So your first 2 panels that we have there, they've been combined. And we'll talk about that, but the content is going to be the same, and it's going to be organic and fabulous. So super quickly, all of us here want to make sure that you are helped today and our follow-up. So I want to make sure you know who we all are. Isabel, Lisa, who has been amazing at organizing all of this. Caitlin's in the back wall. And Linny is over in the back there. Great. We have 2 board members here. Wendy Hitchcock is here, in red over there very conveniently, so you can see her very well. And Doug is here in the back. Doug Gray is here. And then we also are incredibly lucky to have co-chairs for this summit who have really given us an understanding of where to go and make this all happen in the vascular space. And so Mike Conti and Manesh Patel, who I know you all know and have a zillion titles, and so don't need introduction, but I am so grateful to both of you for leading all of this. And very quickly, I do want to say one of the fundamental tenets for us is to engage patients in everything that we do, even when it's an area of research where it usually doesn't happen. And maybe I should rephrase that to say especially when. And so I'm really honored that we have here today 2 advocates, patient advocates, who I think are just extraordinary. Katie Wright is over there at the front table. Katie has podcast, which is actually how I found her, not through researchers. She is kind of a bright voice in a wilderness of material, and so I am just you are an extraordinary voice, and developed the VEDS Collaborative. And then Jim Tejan I saw Jim, you walking in somewhere. There, he's right in the front. There you go, I can do this. And Jim basically led the life that my middle son really wants to lead. He was a professional soccer player, so, you're a hero for him. And Jim has been an outspoken advocate with us, and is really contributing to a lot of our work these days as we think through the progression of work in PAD and CLTI. So with that, I'm going to shut up because I'm way over time. Anyway, thank you very much. And Mike, it's yours.